Hello and welcome back to another United Devils Watchalong. Today we are going to be looking at United's final home game of the season, in the Premier League at least, against West Ham United. A crucial win today could see United go as high as third, but guarantee them a top four place for the final game of the season against Leicester. For Manchester United today, we have a few changes from the side that lost so badly to Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-final. De Gea starts in goal despite conceding a fair few mistakes in that match and has been backed to stay between the sticks for this game too. Tim Fosu-Mensah makes his second start in the Premier League after starting on the left against Crystal Palace. Wan-Bissaka is obviously on the bench. Victor Lindelof and Maguire are the centre-back pairings as United revert back to a back four. Brandon Williams starts on the left instead of Luke Shaw being injured, and despite making the mistake against Chelsea, he has been back to start there again. Matic and Pogba are the midfield two. Fernandes, Greenwood, Rashford and Martial make the front four. Obviously, Greenwood and Martial missed the FA Cup start, but came on later in the game. For the bench, Sergio Romero remains as the sub-goalkeeper. Dalot is back on the bench after missing the last game, but Wan-Bissaka's there now instead of Fosu-Mensah. McTominay and Fred are the two central midfielder options. Lingard, Mata, James and Ighalo are the attackers. Lingard preferred to Pereira this time. Obviously did come on against Crystal Palace in the late stages. For David Moyes' West Ham, it's Fabianski in goal, who's making his 24th appearance of the Premier League season and has been a bit shaky so far, but is looking to keep another clean sheet. Ben Johnson makes his third appearance for West Ham United, obviously his second one of the season, and will be looking to continue his good form after, again, another clean sheet against Norwich. Issa Diop and Angelo Ogbonna are the two centre-backs, and have been stalwarts in the West Ham side since Diop joined 2 years ago, and Ogbonna, of course, 4 years ago. Cresswell scored against United in the reverse leg and starts on the left for the Hammers. In midfield, there are three midfield options: Declan Rice, Mark Noble and Thomas Soucek. All three were crucial in the 3-1 win at against Watford even. Fornals is playing on the right-hand side, Bowen is playing on the left, but you can assume they'll be interchangeable, and the ever-present Michail Antonio is looking to get his 49th goal contribution for West Ham, 35 goals and 14 assists, and 9 this season in the Premier League, after scoring 4 against Norwich and another goal against Watford. And West Ham's bench will be Darren Randolph, who's back after being originally sold and then bought again after Roberto was allowed to leave. Balbuena and Masuaku are the defensive covers. Coventry and Wilshere are the midfielders. Lanzini is the sole number 10 option that can come off the bench. And Felipe Anderson and Andrei Yarmolenko, who have scored against United in the away games last year, are on the bench this time round. And Sebastian Haller, who was West Ham's top goal scorer this season before Antonio's quadruple against Norwich, is on the bench. And while you have to say this could be an easier game than the last one, certainly, or maybe the one to come against Leicester, this will certainly be West Ham will certainly not be pushovers because they haven't quite guaranteed safety, and although they would need a massive goal difference change in order to be relegated, stranger things have happened as the teams are standing around the centre circle for a minute's silence. And, of course, it is an important win for United. As I've said, they could go as high as third. West Ham, if they do win against United, their first time they would win since 2006-07 season in the Great Escape, with Tevez scoring that vital goal, they would go 15th above Brighton and guarantee safety. A draw would also guarantee they go above Brighton on goal difference, if I'm not mistaken, but would mean that they would still be potentially... Actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it would guarantee them safety as well. being 4 points clear of Villa and Watford. But we'll have to see whether United can bounce back with a win at Old Trafford. And it's Fernandes in the centre circle, the man who got the 1 goal back from Chelsea to maintain a 2-goal deficit, really. And just seen in the comments, it is Taimnichi's birthday, so happy birthday to you. And hopefully United can reward you with a win. And as they kneel down in protest of racism across the world, as they have been since the restart, United now gets underway with Fernandes to Matic and back to Lindelof. Of course, made those errors, you have to say, in dealing with Giroud for the first goal, and certainly didn't close Mason Mount down for the second goal either, but has headed that back to Fosu Mensah, who dealt with that well despite pressure from Fornals, and now it's Maguire who's looking a lot sharper, maybe perhaps after that head clash he suffered against Chelsea. But it's Matic now, who was, you have to say, by far the best player on the pitch for United. Well, certainly of those that started, but now Pogba, who didn't start, to Greenwood, another substitute appearance another substitute that appeared against Chelsea. Fosu Mensah. Pogba almost gives it away to Souček as he slips, but did well to find Maguire. And now it is Brandon Williams on the left-hand side, looking to cut in, trying to find Greenwood central, who gets past 1 and 2 and finds Martial on the edge of the box on the left-hand side. He looks to give it back to Rashford, who it was behind him, and he was actually offside, I think, Marcus Rashford. It looks like it's going to be a 4-2-3-1 for United against a 4-3-3 for West Ham United, and it looks like it will be Bowen on the right and Fornals on the left. But as I said, they're both more central players, Bowen being more a centre forward even, and Fornals being more of a number 10. So you could see them coming more inside than being drifting wide. But Fosu Mensah does well there and fires a pass into Fernandes on the right-hand side, who plays a lovely ball into Martial down the right-hand side against Ogbonna, who shoots, and it's a great save from Fabianski, but Rashford's there, but I think Diop does very well there to get a toe ahead, but that was an early shot from Martial, and a bright start from United. It was a great pass from Fernandes, who looks much livelier, and Martial, from a difficult angle, does manage to shovel out a shot, and does test Fabianski. Now Pogba with a long-range pass to Brandon Williams. He finds him really well, tracked by Bowen, but he checks back to Rashford, just on the edge of the box, and now it's Matic. Fernandes to Rashford, who's tracked by 2 players, and it's cleared by West Ham, but only as far as Lindelof on the halfway line. As always, if you have any questions or topics you would like for me to discuss during the game, please comment on our comment section, and I'll try and get to you as soon as I can. Pogba for the moment, central to Fernandes. He tries to play it into Greenwood on the edge of the box and has a shot, but it's saved by Fabianski. And held very well, because it looked like it was travelling, but in the end Fabianski made it look easy. Really good inter-passing between Pogba, Fernandes and Greenwood. Just having another look at that shot from Martial. He does drive past Diop, fires it through his legs. That's difficult for Fabianski to see, and he makes a good save. One that needed saving. It's long from him now, but only as far as Maguire. Williams can flick it on to Fernandes, who gives it back to him. And now it's Rashford, loose pass, and it's Diop who does well there. Souček, who obviously scored some crucial goals in his short time at West Ham. 3 only, but his overall impact in the game has meant he's already a fan favourite. It's Ogbonna now to Noble, making his 381st appearance for West Ham in all the years he's been at the club, through thick and thin, through the bad times when they were relegated and the good times, like when they managed to qualify for Europe in the 2015-16 season. But it's Lindelof for the moment, and United are looking to qualify for albeit not the Europa League, but still Europe in the Champions League. While a point would guarantee them as a fourth spot, they obviously want the win, and they want to make Chelsea work for their spot. Obviously, they will be playing Liverpool later today, and I believe a draw would see them stay fourth guaranteed, but actually, I'm mistaken again. Only a win would see them return to third if United can win. But this is all it's all academic for the moment because United need that win first. And Fosu Mensah on the right-hand side, back to Pogba, sideways to Matic. About 35 yards out, Rashford leaves it, but it only finds Johnson. And now Bowen looks to get past Brandon Williams and is showing his speed. Williams got an arm on him, but it doesn't look like it's a foul. And he does well, Brandon Williams, and he wins himself a throw. That's very well done from the youngster, who obviously did have that horrible mistake against Chelsea, but seems to have put it past him with already an energetic and sharp-looking performance. And a long ball towards Fernandes is headed out easily by Ogbonna. Now Pogba. Options with Fosu Mensah and Martial on either side, but Matic instead found to Brandon Williams. Matic, Williams and Maguire. Looks to dribble past the halfway line, finds Martial on the left-hand side. No real options ahead. West Ham set up in their shape. Only Antonio ahead of the ball. But Martial found again, fouled by Ben Johnson. Going to have a tough time against Martial and Rashford, you'd expect, but he has shown he can deal with tough wingers. Obviously had Norwich to deal with, and Pogba's pass into Martial, he just missed it, and Johnson can clear, but only as far as Brandon Williams, about 40 yards out. It's Matic now on the left-hand side looking for Fernandes, but the deflection finds Williams instead. It's Fernandes now. Pogba, Fernandes. Back to Pogba. They're running out of options, but West Ham aren't pressing too hard at the moment. Pogba, Matic, Pogba again. Looks like West Ham are going to be looking to try and counter on United as opposed to go straight for it, as we saw Bournemouth and Southampton do. But it's Williams for the moment. Now Matic. Back to Williams. Matic again. Clipped it back to Fernandes. Operating on the right for the moment. Pogba. No options ahead. Back to Lindelof. Maguire now. Need more movement from the front three. It's Rashford now, though, on the left-hand side. Back to Williams. Maguire again. And now it's Lindelof. Looking to venture forward. Matic. Rashford. Matic leaves it. But Maguire didn't read it. And he has it again, though, the Serbian. Maguire. To Fernandes. Looks for Fosu Mensah, but it's defended well by Fornals. And Fabianski has it. Clears it with his left foot, but only as far as Bruno Fernandes. And he plays it back to Matic. He's looking for options. He clips it wide to Fosu Mensah, who's completely free on the right-hand side. Looks to put in a ball. It's hit by Fornals and apparently deflects back off the Dutchman, and it will be a goal kick to West Ham. We obviously know that West Ham are going to be cautious of Manchester United's attackers and creativity they now have in midfield, but they haven't really got any kind of attack in the first 9 minutes, and obviously know that defending is far more tiresome than attacking, and they could be worn down by United and eventually break if they don't try and ease some pressure with some attacking football. And Fabianski finds Cresswell and looks for a long ball towards Antonio, and Lindelof as well, but Fosu Mensah and Pogba couldn't read that, and it will go out for a throw on the right-hand side. I think that's possession in the first 10 minutes has just been demonstrated. United have had 86% possession. West Ham obviously with 14. But it's Antonio on the right hand side, and he wins another throw, relatively dangerous one, and I think he's going to try and take a long throw, Antonio, which we have seen probably more when he was operating as a right winger in about 2 or 3 years ago, has now become more of a striker, but has taken that throw short instead, with everyone ahead of him. But it's him versus Greenwood on the right-hand side. United's right, West Ham's left, and was fouled, it would seem, and they've got advantage. Fornals just leaves it and allows Paul Tierney to blow for a dangerous free kick, you have to say. But question is, who's going to take it? Because the likely players, Lanzini or Felipe Anderson, are both on the bench. So it could be Cresswell, who, as I said, has scored against United with a free kick. But it looks like it's Noble who's placed the ball, and it will be probably a delivery instead of a shot, which will be in swinging from Noble's right foot, if it is to be him. But Cresswell has actually picked up the ball and replaced it. So it will actually be Cresswell, and he heads it. Oh, it's all the way through, but looking for any white shirt to make contact, but it goes through everyone. Let's see. No one actually makes a movement. It's only United players who go for the ball. Really, no. And Fosu Mensah is not there either. And Pogba's played that loose, but Maguire clears all the way to Fernandes, but Rice does well there, and then Ogbonna does better, but his header loops out for a throw, but it stopped United from potentially countering. Of course, Fosu Mensah was mostly used as a right back by Jose Mourinho and Louis van Gaal. He was never really used for his as a centre half by either manager. He was only really used as a centre half by Roy Hodgson and the other Crystal Palace manager. I can't remember his name, I'm afraid. The one who was sacked after 8 games. Frank de Boer, that's it. Who was used as a centre back then, but not really operated as anything other than a right back since that time in 2017. But Johnson on the right for West Ham has just cleared that out for a throw, and it's now Matic on the left who's lost out to Bowen, and it's now Noble who's looking to sweep it wide to Fornals, and he's found him, but not many options ahead. He has to play it back to Rice, and now Diop to Johnson, hits it long, looking for anyone, but no West Ham player was actually running towards the long pass forwards, and United have it back with Matic, Lindelof, Maguire, Williams. Might have to play a long ball over the top maybe, and certainly United's forward players have to be making better runs, because they're just standing wide and looking for the ball to come to them, but it's not really going to work that way. But Rashford, that's a brilliant pass to Fernandes, but he's lost control, and it'll be a goal kick. I'm not sure whether he was onside, but it was a brilliant find from Rashford. Let's have a look at this. So he just checks back. He's onside. It's a really poor control, though. I think he hits it against his other leg. He does. He hits it against his... Controls it really well with his right, but then it slips and hits his left foot, and he can't believe he's not controlled that, because that could have easily been the opener, and his 10th goal in the for United. Pogba loses the header, but Fosu Mensah doesn't disappoint and gets it to Greenwood, but Cresswell defends well. Was really strong against the youngster, but Pogba kicks it out for a throw on West Ham's left-hand side. Long throw to Antonio. Found him. Fornals in the box, but Maguire does well that time. Matic slips, so Noble can get there, but he also slips, and it will be a goal kick to United. Mark Noble looks almost like he's operating as the number 10 with Rice and Soucek, the defensive midfielders. But obviously that is interchangeable because Soucek has been almost like a target man at times for the goals he's scored for West Ham. But a long ball from Lindelof misses Fernandes, and it will be a throw to West Ham in their own half on the left-hand side, which is it's rather poor from both of them that neither really successfully communicated that bit of interplay, but never mind for that. West Ham, of course, are in a decent running form. Got back-to-back wins against Norwich and Watford to almost guarantee them safety, but United still unbeaten in the Premier League since that 2-0 loss to Burnley at Old Trafford. And although they broke their unbeaten run in all competitions against Chelsea in the FA Cup, they still do remain one of the more informed teams in the Premier League, having only drawn twice in their 8 games since lockdown ended for football. It is now Maguire after a bit of head tennis with Pogba and Matic, and he looks for a long pass to Fosu Mensah, who's not going to reach that, and the passing is sloppy yet again. Of course, Maguire was one of the players that was heavily criticised after the loss to Chelsea. He made some pretty poor mistakes throughout the game and some really bad ones involving the goals directly, and including the own goal he scored, which made it 3-0 to Chelsea. But Fernandes now on the left-hand side looks for Martial. It's headed out by Diop, back to Noble, and now Johnson hits it towards Bowen, but it's deflected out for a throw to West Ham. Youngsters look well defensively. Not really been able to go forward. His long passes haven't been too successful. I don't think he's really communicated them well enough yet, but he's looked defensively solid so far, and that'll be something United need to work on because, well, both fullbacks have actually been defensively culpable at points. I think Johnson was culpable for the goal against Watford. The goal for Watford even. But United will have to work on that for now. It is Harry Maguire. Williams, central to Matic. Rashford, Matic. Looking for options. Instead has to go back to Pogba. Checks back with Noble pressing. Martial looks for a shot. It's blazed over. You have to say he's the man in form for Manchester United. He's got 6 goals and 3 assists in 9 appearances so far. His last 9 appearances even, and is like Rashford on 22 goals for the season and 17 in the Premier League. You probably would say it's unlikely that they would get 20 with West Ham and Leicester. They're only 2 competitors in the Premier League left. But, of course, now Greenwood is on 10, and he's just fed Martial on the edge of the left-hand side of the box. And he's looking for options. He's found Greenwood again. Back to Matic. There was a chance for United. It looked like it's gone now, though. Pogba to Fernandes. Back to Pogba. Martial looks for Pogba. He's stretching. He can't get there. And now West Ham can counter with Rice. But he's played it back to Cresswell, I think. Sweeps it, tries to sweep it, but he's given it to Matic only. And now Matic has lost the ball. Ogbonna, who's hit it at Pogba, and it will go out for a throw. But United are linking up better, but they're not really creating any chances. The best chance, of course, was that Martial effort. But Bruno Fernandes could have had a good chance to open the scoring too, but his touch let him down. And it's West Ham with the ball with Fabianski, who sweeps it wide to Johnson. He's got Rashford for company, but has found Soucek after a good pass to Noble. It's now Bowen. Johnson. Now Noble. And Rice on the halfway line. All the way round to Cresswell, who gives it back to the English international. Bowen. Johnson to Antonio on the right-hand side for West Ham, who's got past Brandon Williams for now. He's putting a cross. It's put out by Maguire for a corner. Refused to let the ball go into the box, despite there not being many people looking to drive in. I think Fornals was at the back post. There was actually no one there, but he must have not have got a shout because he's just put that out. But West Ham have actually got the most goals from corners. They've got 10 this season alongside Everton and Liverpool. Of course, United did actually concede against both Everton and Liverpool from set pieces. In fact, I think both from corners. But it will be West Ham to take this one in swinging, and it's cleared by Maguire again. Dangerous one that time. Johnson to Bowen. He looks to whip it in. It's blocked by Fernandes. But Rice now, 35 yards. Fornals back to Noble. On the right-hand side, it's Bowen. Fernandes claims offside. He's put in a ball anyway. It's towards Ogbonna. But United... Well, one of the United defenders was fouled by the Italian, and it will be a free kick, which David De Gea you'd expect would take. It's a good ball in, and it's Maguire who heads it away and then is clattered by Ogbonna, and Paul Tierney blows for a free kick. Of course, the one part of Maguire's game which you would you've never had to criticise this season, certainly, is his heading ability, but he's almost given that one away to Antonio, but has found the pass in the end to Matic, and now Rashford looking on the left-hand side to get some yards ahead of him, but instead has found Martial. Fernandes, Rashford on the edge of the box, looks to get past Diop, and Johnson has cleared that after a little scramble, but no chance there for United, really. There were bodies back, and they all swarmed Rashford, really. But it's Matic now to Fernandes and Brandon Williams. Martial loses out, but Fernandes has it back to him on the left-hand side in the edge of the box, looking for Greenwood. It's headed out, but Pogba's there. Looks to get past Fornals and finds Fosu Mensah on the right-hand side inside the box. Puts a ball in, and the flag was up against Fosu Mensah, I think, but it just narrowly misses the goal. Let's have a look at that. He is offside, Fosu Mensah. Needs to time his run better. Puts the ball in, and I think Fabianski saves it onto Rashford's face, and it would have been a goal kick had the flag not gone up. But it's now the drinks break, so at this point I will say if you have any questions for me to discuss, please comment on the live chat and I will answer them as soon as I can. But till then, looks like Solskjaer's not really happy with what's gone on because there's no urgency, really. I mean, I guess United do know that West Ham have grown into the game, really, and this is a point where United have conceded goals. A question from Dylan: best player in this first quarter? I'm going to say there weren't really many options. Rashford's been a bit more dynamic than Martial or Greenwood, I have to say. But Martial did force Fabianski into that save. I'd say for both teams overall, it's been Johnson, actually, who's done very well in defence and kept Martial and or Rashford at bay, really, for the first 23 minutes. And so I'll say the youngster Johnson for West Ham. The only B Johnson I can give praise to. But it will be a free kick to West Ham just outside their box. And Fabianski's going to hit this one long, and Antonio will know that he probably has to target Lindelof other than Maguire if he is to at least compete with the ball. And in fact, Fabianski's kick couldn't even reach him or Souček, who'd gone up, and it will be a throw to United. Fosu-Mensah, who of course was offside in that build-up and probably should have timed his run better. You can probably pardon that due to rustiness, maybe. He's obviously only made 3 full appearances and 2 full starts since his long injury. And Paul Tierney's given a foul. And not quite sure what he's given that for. He's given that for handball on Paul Pogba. And Pogba's definitely not happy with that decision. But it's a dangerous one because Cresswell, well, he looked ready to whip one in, but he's instead found it short to Fornals, who was free. It's now Antonio in, and it's cleared by Matic and Pogba now to Fernandes. Breaking at pace, there's finding Rashford. Opted instead to Martial. Back to Fernandes. Pogba, West Ham have 8 or 9 players back now. So looks like the chance is gone for the counter, but United still have possession with Matic and now Pogba to Maguire. Williams to Fernandes. Matic to Williams, who's come central. And Rashford just straight on the left-hand side, looking to try and get past. And Matic has found him now, and he's against Johnson, and Johnson's done very well there. Left Rashford in the pile, actually. It's headed back by Maguire, but only as far as Johnson, who hits it long, looking for Antonio, who was offside, and United will get the free kick. But Rashford, I think, is still down. He's fine now, he's got back up, but he wasn't happy with that challenge. Referee says nothing of it, though. It's Matic to Martial, who gives it to Fernandes and spoons it over the goal really poorly. I think that will be a goal kick. Yeah, no deflection there. It was just a really poor shot. But United remaining dominant in possession, but not really offering many clear-cut chances. And West Ham play this one short. Fabianski now back from Johnson, now Rice. Matic has the ball back and gives it to Williams, who loses it out to Rice. And it looks to get past Matic and got past Pogba. But has to check back now. Noble loses out. Rashford back to Maguire. And United can have the possession again. But again, West Ham's shape is preventing them from really attacking to their fullest. And Bruno Fernandes loses out now, and it's Noble sweeping it to Antonio against Lindelof. And Lindelof is preventing him from getting into the box, but instead has done very well to hit it against Antonio and trickle out for a goal kick instead of a corner, which it looks like. Let's have a look at this now. They're doing a short... It's hard to say, but does look like it. Well, it could have been either, really, but it's the referee's decision in the end. Not something that VAR looks at. Lindelof now. Back to De Gea. United have played it short, obviously, which has caused them problems, you have to say. Their distribution has been poor at times, but no pressure from West Ham at the moment. And De Gea now sweeps it wide, but it's headed back, and Fornals has it. Rice, Souček back to Rice, and now Diop to Ogbonna. It's Cresswell. Noble's fouled by Fosu-Mensah, who sweeps it long to Bowen, and it's found him. And Williams has to check back, and in fact Bowen plays it all the way back to Johnson, but it's with Rice now, and Bowen, who's come central. Pass was loose, but no one's pressing for United, which will be a concern. Or no one pressing quickly enough. But it's Souček to Cresswell. Noble. Forward to Fornals, but back to Noble. All the way back to Ogbonna. And now Diop. Obviously linked with a move to United under Jose Mourinho in 2018 when they were desperate for centre-backs. Obviously missing out on the likes of Maguire and Godin and Boateng. But it's Cresswell to Noble, who hits it to Fornals, who goes for the long pass to Bowen and has found him, who's done very well, and has got past Brandon Williams just for a second, but Matic has read that exceptionally, but can only let it go out for a corner on West Ham's right. It's really good play from Fornals to Bowen, and Bowen has a really good touch, which gets him past Brandon Williams, but the burst of pace is snuffed out by Matic. But it will be a corner, and this will be a dangerous chance. Because when West Ham have put crosses in, they have caused problems so far. And we'll see who's taking this one. It looks like it will be Mark Noble this time. Obviously an outswinging one. In fact, plays it short to Bowen. No one's found that yet. Bowen's putting a cross towards Ogbonna, and it's very wide. And that was a decent chance, but 31 minutes played and neither team have registered a real big chance. Obviously, you could class that Martial one as a big chance, but it was a difficult shot to have scored from. And the Fosu-Mensah gives that away to Fornals, and that's Antonio looking for Noble, but instead the deflection has found Rice, but it goes back to Ogbonna, and Rice to Diop. Johnson. Of course, as it stands, United will go to 4th and West Ham will go to 15th, but United will want the win and West Ham will want to guarantee beyond any doubt that they are going to stay in the Premier League. And it will be down to Watford, Villa and potentially Bournemouth. But Cresswell tries to find Antonio, and Antonio's kept that in brilliantly. It's Noble. Back to Ogbonna, who's pressed by Martial, but has done well to get away from the Frenchman and has played it to another Frenchman in Issa Diop, but Johnson's kicked that straight out as a throw, and Williams takes it quickly to Maguire. There's 13 minutes left of this half plus extra time. It has been sluggish for United. They're probably still a bit hit by the FA Cup loss, but they need to get a win and they need to get a goal really in this game soon. And now Lindelof finds Fernandes really well, who looks to scoop it towards Greenwood. It's headed back by Cresswell and Ogbonna can clear. Lindelof has it though. Got a question from PlayStation fans saying please show the screen. Unfortunately, we can't show the screen due to copyright issues, I'm afraid. So it is just going to be my voice. I apologise for that. But that's, I'm afraid, is all we can afford, really. It's Lindelof to Maguire. Hits it long to Brandon Williams. And Pogba. Lindelof. Fernandes to Fosu-Mensah on the right hand side. He gets past Antonio really well and looks to feed Greenwood, but it's cut out by Noble and used all of his experience there. But Antonio's given it away, who's actually playing on the left hand side for the moment. Fornals is actually operating more as a striker. It's Lindelof for the moment to Maguire. To Pogba. Back to Lindelof. United happy to play it in their passing triangles, but Maguire sweeps it now to Brandon Williams, who looks to get past Bowen. Good strength from both of them. Martial looks to flick it to Rashford in the inside of the box, but it's cleared by Johnson. But only as far as Lindelof, and he's done well against Antonio there with the header, and he's found Fosu-Mensah, Pogba has, and he looks for a long pass to anyone, but it was a really poor pass, and it goes straight to Fabianski, who's telling his team to calm down with the loose passing and the unnecessary, bursts of energy, I guess, because they're giving the ball away, really, and they keep possession, they could cause problems. And Fabianski's found a really good pass to Cresswell, but the touch is poor, and Fosu-Mensah snuffed it out. Fernandez now sets Greenwood down the right-hand side, looks to cut into the box. He's got Rice for company, but he's found Fernandez on the edge, and is shrugged off it by Soucek. And now it's Fornals. Reverse outside the boot pass to Antonio, but it's cut out by Maguire, and United have the ball back with Matic now. To Williams. Rashford looks for Fernandez and finds him. And the back heel to Rashford is cut out by Johnson. You have to say again. Williams finds Pogba though. It's a loose touch first, and Rice gets a tackle to stop Pogba, but he's kept the ball and found Greenwood on the right-hand side looking to get into the box. He's in there now. He's got past Fornals, but has to play it back to Pogba and Matic. There are options ahead, but instead opts for Pogba behind him. It's now to Martial. There's players ahead. He's missed all of them. It's Matic, though, who recovers well. Back to Fosu-Mensah on the right-hand side. Loose pass, but Matic recovers. Feeds Martial down the right. Fornals for company. He's looked to get past him and another, but again, Soucek deals with it well and clears. But United trying to up the tempo and the pressure in the last 10 minutes of the half. PlayStation fan said, "Are you a professional commentator?" I'm not. I'm afraid. I wish. But Rashford has a hit, and it's saved by Fabianski, swerving all over the place. But Greenwood recycles to Fosu-Mensah. It's Matic. Williams. Back to Matic. Players died down for a bit. Have said, no, I'm not a professional commentator. This is I'm amateur hopefully for the moment, but we'll have to see. But now Williams with a ball in towards Fosu-Mensah. It's deflected out for a goal kick, I think. It's a really good pass. And it's just a really, really poor effort from Fosu-Mensah. That's very kind. Thank you very much. Of course, 8 minutes to go till the half. And obviously United didn't score in the first half against Chelsea. They did score in the first half against Palace in their last Premier League game. And that's a strange pass from Noble to Fabianski, who's sliced it to Cresswell, and Fornals has done very well there. And it's Noble past Pogba. I think he's fouled there, but he's played advantage. And Bowen central to Antonio, who's looked to get a cross in, but it's deflected to De Gea, who collects quite easily. And Rashford's now on the break for United. Feeds Greenwood, but he leaves the ball behind him, and Diop clears it for a throw. Dangerous throw to United on the left-hand side, and Martial's taking it quickly to Rashford. All the way back to Brandon Williams. Pogba. No options to the right, has to go to the left to Matic. He's found a right option to Fernandez. But it's Fosu-Mensah. Fernandez. All the way round to Matic again. Rashford wide on the left-hand side. Feeds Williams in the edge of the box. He sits one person down, puts in a cross. It's deflected. Greenwood has a hit. It's blocked. And it's cleared by Rice towards Antonio. And Lindelof has fouled. Lindelof has fouled Antonio. And that was a really good chance, which was brought about. Rashford's ball into Williams was brilliant. He sits Bowen down. He puts in a ball, it's deflected by Diop, and then it hits Ogbonna and then Rice, and the young Englishman can clear. Let's have a look. Just hits Ogbonna's inside of his leg, and will be a free kick to West Ham. As the as the first half is coming to a conclusion in about 6 minutes plus extra time. As always, if you have any questions or topics you would like for me to discuss during the halftime break, comment on the live chat and I will answer them just before the second half resumes. And if you're enjoying this kind of content, have a look at some of our other content by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And we have podcasts and also daily YouTube videos about breaking news and other opinions, including the predicted 11s for every Premier League game. In fact, every game United will be playing. And as that overhit cross from Johnson goes out for a goal kick, United play this one short. But Lindelof sweeps it wide to Martial, and that's a really good find. And now it's Rashford. United looking to finish strong. He's looked for Martial, but it's defended well by Diop again. And it's Noble looking for a long pass to Antonio and has found Antonio on the West Ham left. Checked it back to Fornals. And now Antonio. Not got much for company, but is defended tightly by Lindelof and has to play it back to Cresswell. And it goes all the way back to the defenders and Ogbonna and now Diop. Cresswell keeps it in to Noble, to Rice now. Ogbonna in the centre circle. Over to the right-sided centre-back Diop and Johnson. West Ham happy to keep possession, really. They've had it so rarely in this half. I think it's probably about 75% possession to United. And it's Fabianski. United pushing them all the way back, actually. You have to say the press has been a bit better in the later stages. And Fabianski's pass is really poor. And now Pogba can find Greenwood first time on the right-hand side. Could be a good chance, but Pogba and Greenwood... West Ham have players back now. Greenwood shifts it to Fernandes. Flicks it to Rashford, but it's past him. And now West Ham have the ball with Noble. Honestly, looks like West Ham are really just happy to not concede and not really looking directly for an opening goal. And Maguire wins that ball back from Fornals, who's gone down. But United are unlikely to stop play as West Ham didn't when Rashford was down. But it's Rice now after Maguire's long pass was cut out. Johnson, Fornals is back up and plays to him now. Noble. And now it's Rice all the way wide to Antonio, who's stayed on West Ham's left, cut in, but plays it back to Declan Rice. It's Noble and Rice sweeps it wide to Johnson and found him. Martial having to track back, but Johnson hits a scoop ball in towards Antonio, but it's collected well by David De Gea. Looked like it could have been a foul, but it wasn't given by the referee or any official, really. It's a long pass in, and Antonio, I think, deflects it onto Lindelof, and De Gea just catches it. It looks like it's a foul because he gets a hand on Lindelof's back, but doesn't really matter for this point because, well, De Gea saved. So United keep going with 2 minutes to go till added time. But it's Greenwood back to Lindelof, who's come central now. He's looking for the ball. He's alongside Matic, actually. But Matic has played that forward to Rashford, and Greenwood slipped when Rashford tried to give it back to him. Not quite sure why that was the decision that Rashford made. There were passes ahead of him instead. But Antonio has it now, and Fornals back to Antonio, and Fosu Mensah slipped. And that's a dangerous challenge, and it's a yellow card for Fosu Mensah, who slid in. And Antonio's been much more dangerous as the game's gone on, and Fosu Mensah does catch him late. It's not a really dangerous challenge. I think he looks to just try and win the ball, but he's just late, and it's a yellow card. His foot's down. It's not dangerous. Of course, Fosu Mensah booked late in the first half. And this is a dangerous opportunity for West Ham. Looks like there's Cresswell, Rice and Noble over the ball. Looks more like a crossing opportunity, but could dummy a shot instead. Looks like it will be Cresswell, actually, because Noble's not got a big enough run-up. But Rice could hit this, because there is only a two-man wall, really. It is actually Rice who hits it. He skies it, and it hits... I think it hits Pogba straight in the head, who's okay, and the referee blew straight for an injury. Let's have a look. Oh, it's actually hit his arms. I think that's going to be a penalty for West Ham, actually. And there's 1 minute of extra time, but that looks like that's really bad. He literally blocks it from his face, and that is going to be a yellow card for Pogba and a penalty to West Ham, you have to say. Seems really clear because he just punches it. He stops it from hitting him in the face. And that is probably going to be a penalty. And although it may not have made a difference as to the way the ball went, it is a direct handball, and he's not made himself bigger though. But it's just an obvious penalty, and that's what it's going to be. And it will be Mark Noble to take this, who is a penalty extraordinaire, really. Penalty specialist, really, for West Ham. He's rarely misses, and that is a really stupid mistake from Paul Pogba. You have to say, it's not even... I'm seeing it from this angle. It's not... It's blocking... It's not... It's gone past his head. It's blocking a potential shot, and I don't think he's been booked, Paul Pogba, but De Gea... It will actually be Mikel Antonio, who's obviously the man in really good form. And De Gea hasn't actually saved a penalty in senior teams since 2018, and he's conceded this one. And it's straight down the middle. And West Ham, you have to say, against the run of play, are ahead. And honestly, it's United's own doing. And a really stupid decision from Pogba, you have to say. And he just slots it the other way to De Gea, who dives to his right-hand side as it almost trademark really does. And it's a stupid decision from Pogba. And that is the first half over. And United find themselves 1-0 down. And so they will have to come up with the goods in the second half if they are to get anything from the game. And certainly if they are to win and push Chelsea and Leicester. But we'll have to see. As I said, if you have any questions or topics you'd like for me to discuss just before the second half starts, comment below and I'll get to them with a couple minutes before the second half begins. But until then, we'll see you in 15. Hello and welcome back to the second half of the United versus West Ham watch-along for the United Devils. For those of you just joining us now, you might not be aware of the score that is against Manchester United, 1-0 to West Ham. You have to say against the run of play, United with the majority of the possession, the better chances, and then late in the first half, West Ham's set piece was played short to Declan Rice, who smacked a fierce shot at Paul Pogba and opted to block it with his hands instead of his face, and was given as a blatant penalty under the current rules for handball, which obviously need to be changed for other reasons, but potentially for that too. And Antonio took responsibility for the penalty and slotted it past David De Gea. And United are coming out for the second half. It doesn't look like there's going to be any changes made to that side. Of course, Solskjaer did have to be forced into one first half change in his last game and made early changes in the second half after going 2-0 down almost straight away. United will be hoping to avoid that this time round, as they will be looking for a crucial win in the race for top four, and losing ground is unacceptable, really, from this position. Of course, a draw would take them to fourth, with Leicester to play on the last game of the season. And actually, in fact, change of plans. Actually, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has decided to make a half-time change, which will give him three slots open in the second half. And Fosu Mensah, who was booked for a late challenge, is in fact taken off for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who is obviously the starting right back and started against Chelsea. West Ham seem unchanged for the moment, and Manchester United will stay fifth in this position on goal difference of 27 to Leicester's 28, as West Ham look to get the second half underway shortly. As I've said throughout, if you have any questions or topics you would like for me to discuss during this game, comment on the live chat and I will get to them as soon as I can. But before that, I will just adjust the scoreline because it was practically the last kick of the game, last kick of the first half, and so apologies for not doing that sooner. But West Ham get us underway now, and it's Ogbonna who lumps it forward towards Bowen, I think, and wins that one. But Wan-Bissaka does well there, and Matic has it with a pass to Maguire. Now Williams. Now De Gea hits it long, finds Fernandes. His touch let him down, and West Ham have it back now with Noble. To Johnson. Bowen. West Ham starting lively, looking for a second. They know that United can or have lost focus early in after breaks in play, and they're playing very, very sharply. And now it's Soucek. Got past Rashford. Plays it into Johnson on the right-hand side. He puts in a first-time ball. It's defended well by Brandon Williams and will be out for a throw. Will obviously be a different game for whoever's playing on the right-hand side, left-hand side for West Ham, be it Fornals or Antonio, who will have to deal with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who is a lot more technical, you have to say, than Fosu Mensah, and a lot more experienced, or let's say match ready. But for the moment, West Ham head the ball out, but lose possession. Pogba has it now with Matic, and he looks to play it to Wan-Bissaka, who's fresh and looks to make a driving run. Finds Greenwood down the right-hand side on the edge of the box. Has to go all the way back to the line to go out, and loses possession. But it's Fornals now, and Wan-Bissaka maybe put a challenge in, but it wasn't given as a foul anyway. And Williams has it back with Matic. And finds Williams again with a decent bit of strength and vision. And now Rashford looks to feed Williams in, but Johnson's read that well. I think he's learned from the half chance Williams set up, but his distribution's been poor and gave away a throw-in now. That has been the weakness in his game so far this match, but Pogba looking to make amends. Couldn't find a forward pass. And that's Lindelof looking to venture. Finds Martial. Lindelof still made the run, but Martial finds Rashford on the left-hand side. On the edge of the box. Now Lindelof and Matic. United just need to try and shoot and just test Fabianski a bit more. It's Rashford now to Williams. Puts in a reverse pass to Martial, who gets past one. Finds Fernandes instead. Back to Martial. Scoops it to Greenwood. It's cleared by Ogbonna. Towards Antonio, but Maguire does well. Now Williams to Matic under pressure. Fernandes now down the left-hand side. Cutting in. Looking to thread it, but it was a really poor pass straight to Fabianski. Been a little bit lacking in that final bit of quality, but you're allowed to have an off day. Obviously always looking to create chances, which is something that we have not really seen other than the occasional feature of Juan Mata. But Noble's done well there and found Antonio on the left-hand side. He's marked by Lindelof all the way and looks to get a cross in. He's cut back and found only Rashford on the edge of the box. And now Rashford looks to drive past Soucek. Can't get past Johnson straight away and has to play it back. And he's given it away to Fornals. And it's now Bowen and Noble on the right-hand side. Brandon Williams slips over. That's unfortunate. And Noble's on the edge of the box. He looks to set it back to Antonio, but Wan-Bissaka's done well the first time. But Rice has recovered. And now it's Johnson who puts in a decent cross. And De Gea catches that, though. Too close to him. And United play it short to Matic. Looks to drive the team forward. Can't find too many options. He's found a good pass to Martial, who was fouled by Ogbonna. Rather cynically, you have to say. It's his second foul of the game. You would probably say that should be a yellow card. But nevertheless, United play on with Pogba to Martial, who's got back up quite quickly. Pogba again. Greenwood to Fernandes. Pogba to Greenwood. Reverse to Martial on the edge of the box. Looks to get past one. Finds Greenwood. Back to Greenwood. Who's in and he shoots and scores. Mason Greenwood levels it up for United. And that is a really good bit of play between him and Martial. And double figures in the Premier League for the youngster. Mason Greenwood levels the game. And really, really lovely play. Pogba finds Greenwood. Then Martial turns round, good strength. Greenwood back to Martial, back to Greenwood, and a really, really strong shot from Mason Greenwood. And after conceding late in the first half, they score early in the second, and it's Mason Greenwood again. And you know what? He's only 3 goals to 20 goals for the season, and I'd back him to get there. Really good bit of play. And now United back with the ball with Maguire. You have to say this should drive United to a win, but that remains to be seen just yet. The mentality of this team has changed since, well, really since the likes of Maguire and Fernandes have come in. But Greenwood's left that, but Rashford has it now. And he's tried to get it past Diop, but just went straight into his legs. But United still have the ball with Matic. Could play it to Pogba and does, who may have chose to line one up. He instead tried to dink it, but missed out, and now won the ball. But Cresswell has it after a deflection, and clears to Fornals, who's dealt with that well. He's been pressed all the way, and a long pass finds Noble, and now it's Bowen, and West Ham could be on the counter after dealing with that attack very well, and Williams puts a foot in but misses, and Bowen's going to drive past him, I think. And Williams, who's slipped again, and Bowen shoots, but it's blocked by Matic, and then Rice hits it over the bar. Really good run from Bowen, being really strong and direct. Gets past Williams because he slips again, loses his footing. But this is a good battle between those two, and then puts in a decent cross, and... Oh, sorry, no, doesn't put a decent cross in. Looks for the shot, it's blocked, and then the shot from Rice, while potentially speculative... while definitely was speculative, did not find the target, and United, I think, have the ball again with a throw. And Martial gives it back to Williams, who took the throw. Back to Martial and Pogba again. Seeing a lot of the ball now. Lindelof to Pogba. Matic. All the way to Rashford. Could play a reverse pass into Williams, but opts to find Matic instead. It's Maguire. West Ham back in that shape we saw them in for the majority of the first half. It's Fernandes now. And he's found a really nice pass to Wan-Bissaka, who's cut it back to Martial, who hits it. It's blocked, and it will be a corner to United. And their space is open now, and United have got forward runners, and Wan-Bissaka finds a really nice pass to Martial, and it's hit straight at Ogbonna, you have to say, who does defend well. But it will be a corner, and you would assume Fernandes is going to take this, and he will. We'll see if United can cause problems. They hit it deep in towards Lindelof. It finds Rashford, but deflection hits Souček, and who clears. And it's Matic now, under pressure. And he backheels it, but only off the pitch. You have to say that was a questionable decision, but he is under pressure. And this actually would take them level with Chelsea on points, as they would be on 63, and they'd be third for now. Ahead on goal difference, which is a substantial amount. I think it's 15 goals difference. United on 28 now, and Chelsea I think on 13, but I might be mistaken. It could be 17. And then if Chelsea lose today, that would mean that United would stay at third place, but they'd obviously rather have the win. And it's Cresswell now though. And a reverse pass from Fornals looking for Souček, but Lindelof's dealt with it well, and Pogba has it. Looking to get past Fornals, but instead plays it to Matic, who finds Fernandes really well, and looks for Wan-Bissaka and found him now too. And it's a loop cross towards Rashford. It's dealt well by Johnson, and it's cleared by Souček, or in fact Bowen, for a throw on the left-hand side for United. And this is much better. Probably got an earful at half-time, all of the United players. But Wan-Bissaka certainly has helped. And Maguire's won that high up now. And will feed Wan-Bissaka on the right-hand side. Gives it back to Pogba. Greenwood to Pogba on the right. Gets past one. Was he fouled? He wasn't. And Noble has it, but he's lost it out. And it's Cresswell, though. And cleared by Ogbonna. And it's Fornals challenging with Wan-Bissaka. He's given it to Noble, but Wan-Bissaka's read that one and done well there and found Greenwood very, very smartly. And it's Martial. Could have found Rashford. Opted instead for Williams on the left-hand side. That's a good pass. And Williams is actually in the... And he's pulled down. It's not going to be a penalty. Not enough connection there, really. He got a tug in his back from, I think, Jared Bowen. But that was speculative. Yeah, it was just got a shove in his back and went down. That's never going to be given, really, you have to say. He needs to do better there. I think he probably tried it because he was going to lose possession. But looks like David Moyes is going to make a change, perhaps. But looks like he was calling someone back, but maybe he's just making a tactical change instead. Fabianski hits that long. Finds Fornals very well, actually, but Lindelof even hits it long, but Cresswell recovers, and Antonio keeps it in again very well, and that pass from Noble is recovered by Maguire, and now Lindelof has it. Williams to Matic. Who finds Martial. Really good strength to get past Cresswell. But Fernandes has it after the deflection and sweeps it to Rashford on the left-hand side. Looks to get past Johnson. Instead opts to play it to Fernandes again. who looked for a long pass, finding Wan-Bissaka. That's really, really good play. Loose touch has to send Wan-Bissaka looking back, and he finds Pogba instead, who flicks it to Fernandes, who slips. And that's really unfortunate again. And you have to say, United players and West Ham players have been losing their footing in this match. And maybe that's something to do with how the pitch has been watered or something. But it's causing problems where you wouldn't really expect problems. But, of course, in about an hour's time, Liverpool will be playing Chelsea in the game where they will afterwards be lifting the title. Long-awaited return of the title back to Anfield. And, of course, they have named the strongest lineup they could possibly name. Only Henderson missing for them, and Keita comes in instead. Kepa's actually in goal for Chelsea, and they are going to use a back five that worked for Arsenal so well, and worked for them really well in the FA Cup as well. It might actually be an unchanged side from the FA Cup. It is. And Fabianski has that now after what I thought was a back pass, actually, but nothing blown. And Diop hits it long, looking for Antonio. Maguire does really well to read that. A little burst of pace from him, which is a rarity, really. Williams now to Pogba, to Matic. Almost an hour played. United drawing after Greenwood's equaliser, but they'll want that win, and they'll want another goal soon. And Fernandes sweeps it to Pogba. You have to say United have been looking far more dangerous since the break, and they've been looking like the only dangerous side really in this game. But same could have been said for the first half until the 45th minute. So they'll have to get the goals to back it up. But Fernandes hits it long to Brandon Williams and has taken that very well on his chest and played it inside to Matic and now Rashford. Fernandes to Pogba. That's good play. Pogba looks for a hit, but it's also speculative and goes high and wide. But he had enough space. It was a decent chance, but not a good connection, perhaps. It's just going away from him, so he had to hit it with more power and whipped it, well, off target, really. Of course, the last time Paul Pogba scored at Old Trafford was actually against West Ham in a 2-1 win at Old Trafford last season, both of which were penalties. I believe it was the first and last goal of the game, and although he was culpable for the first goal of this game, he will be definitely looking to improve on his performance in the next 30 minutes as the hour mark has gone. And Cresswell looks to take West Ham forward, finds Fornals on the left-hand side, cuts in onto his right, looks to get past Pogba. Rice has looked to find him, but Wan-Bissaka's read that well and cleared, but only as far as Johnson, who's checked back to Noble, but back to Johnson, who finds Bowen. Good battle between him and Williams so far this match. Noble to Bowen, who's come central. Matic's problem now, but plays it back to Rice. Cresswell to Antonio on the left-hand side. Looks to get past Wan-Bissaka, but has to play it back to Cresswell. Of course, was actually linked with a move to Liverpool, actually, before Robertson was a stalwart in the Liverpool team, but now Greenwood slipped and given that away, and now it's Noble to Bowen on the edge of the box, inside the box, now shoots, and it's tipped over by De Gea. You would back him to save that, but in fact, I think Williams gets a deflection, so that is a much better save than first expected. Yeah, really good save, because De Gea has to change his positioning and reacts really well to tip that over for a corner, unfortunately. But it is outswinging towards Ogbonna. It's hit into Lindelof, and then by Johnson, but it was a really wild shot in the end, and it will be a goal kick. Shorts to Maguire. Matic, no real pressure on the United defensive players. And good Good pass into Martial, who's shown good strength and was fouled by Ogbonna. Again, it's his third foul. No yellow card for him. And Fernandez now after the short corner to Rashford on the left-hand side. He gets past Johnson this time and is in the box. Tries to cut it back, but Rice intercepts well and it'll be a corner to United on the left-hand side. I think West Ham had switched off there. Didn't really expect United to take that short, or certainly to take it as quickly and sharply as they did. But it will be Fernandez to whip in this corner. Obviously, United haven't scored from a set piece, or from a corner, since Maguire's goal against Chelsea, and he whips it in, but it's headed out to Brandon Williams, who gives it back to Fernandez on the left-hand side, finds Williams inside, and looks for the cross towards Maguire, who heads it, but Rice clears. Matic hits it back in towards Fernandez. It's looping over to Fabianski, who catches with ease. 27 minutes to go, and as always, if you have any questions or topics you'd like for me to discuss throughout this half, comment on the live chat and I'll get to them as soon as I can. We'll obviously be giving my man of the match on the 90th minute, provided there are no long injury times. So after I've given that, comment below on yours if you disagree. But anyone's game for the moment, as Rashford looks to get past Noble and does very well there. Looks to find Martial, he's got there. Martial has a chance, but it's defended well by Ogbonna that time. And West Ham have the ball again. And it's Antonio who actually looked like it hit his hand in the build-up, but referee's not blown for that. It's Souček back to Fabianski, who's under pressure from Martial, who slips. And hits it long, but Lindelof does well. Rice heads that back, though, to Noble. And swept wide to Bowen. Bowen cuts in, getting past Fernandez. Looks to hit a shot, and it hits Matic in the back. And loops it, but it's given away. And Fernandez slips now, and it's calamities everywhere. And it's Noble on the right-hand side, plays it into Antonio on the inside the box now, and it's cleared by Maguire eventually to Rashford. And Rashford is fouled by Johnson. And you have to say, these slips could be costing United chances. I mean, it's genuinely concerning because they're slipping at the front of the field in the attacking plays, and they're slipping at the back too, which is obviously a concern. And but United do get this one away, and it's cleared, but only as far as Issa Diop. And now it's Rice shifting it to Noble on the right hand side, who checks back with Rashford pressing him. Souček back to Noble. Diop. Ogbonna. Few minutes till they'll have their second drinks break. And Rice looked to drive forwards, but was pressed all the way and has to play all the way back to Fabianski, who plays a loose pass actually to Diop, who recovers well, plays it to Johnson. Now Noble to Bowen. Bowen sweeps it to Cresswell on the left. That's a really good find from him. And now Cresswell looks to bring West Ham forward yet again, and now it's Fornals. And the overlap has found Cresswell, who puts in a fierce cross, but it misses everyone and will go out for a throw-in on the other side. And you have to say, West Ham are growing, and United are looking sloppy, so they'll have to change something. You have to say, maybe, well, what Gary Neville's saying at the moment is that Pogba should be pushing forward and almost operating like an extra number 10, like how City played in their 100-point winning season, and allow Matic to just dictate play along with Maguire. But now Matic has actually given that away, and it's Rice on the edge of the box looking for a shot, and it's just high of the bar, and Obviously, he did score a fantastic goal against Watford to make it 3-0. And no one's pressing him at all. And while De Gea is covering, he may not have got there if it was in the top corner. And he is screaming at his players to actually press. But looks like there will be substitutions. And I think... my mistake. It is in fact the drinks break at the moment. So United know they need to start this final quarter much sharper than they finished the third. And they really need to make sure that they actually get into the game and get back and get the win that they crucially need to push for Champions League football next season. And you have to say, it will show the mentality of the group after losing so badly against Chelsea, whether they can actually push back and bounce back in the way you would expect them to. But it's a goal kick to United for now. And there is plenty of time, of course, there's plenty of time to get a second goal. But the longer they wait, the longer West Ham might fancy themselves. And that's something that United can't really leave to chance. And maybe substitutions will be made. But Lindelof hits that long. It's headed out by Martial, but it's recovered by Johnson. And Bowen's done well against Williams. And Rashford's fouled Bowen now. And it's going to be a yellow card for Marcus Rashford. As he clatters into the young right winger. And yeah, it is rather cynical, but it's his first foul. It was Fosu Mensah's first foul. They were both booked, and there are some players on the other side perhaps that it's slightly inconsistent. But it's a dangerous set piece where Noble is looking to take it. He's the sole player on the ball. Clips it into the back post towards Ogbonna. It's headed out by Maguire, who is fouled by Ogbonna again. In fact, it's not Maguire, it was Matic instead. And United have been really quite unlucky with head injuries recently. And now it's Wan-Bissaka. Looks to flick it to Mason Greenwood, and he does, but Greenwood loses the ball, and now it's Bowen centrally. And he's driving past Matic, but Williams has him on the outside. Instead, he cuts back. There was an arm, and Matic has given away a foul. Really, really silly place to give a free kick. It's a little bit closer than the one Noble just took, but probably more dangerous, you have to say, and it's getting a bit sloppy. But Noble again on the ball. There are players outside the box for West Ham if they want to take one of those short free kicks for a shot, like they did when they won the penalty. Cresswell's over it as well, but you would still back Noble to take it, and could be dangerous. No one's marking Jop at the moment, actually. And it's in, but over by Antonio. And United will have that goal kick. And he's onside, Antonio, and doesn't really get a good enough connection. I think he gets the top of his head, really. Just doesn't jump high enough, and it goes off the top of his head and over the goal. But United with the ball. Martial gives it away straight to Antonio, and who looks to clip it in, but Maguire's read that well. It's Matic to Fernandes. Rashford. Back to Matic. That's Pogba to Lindelof. And it's Greenwood now. who's really not got in the game since his goal. But you can forgive him for that because he got that crucial goal. And actually, in the last 10 minutes, West Ham have had the more possession, really. And Brandon Williams has been fouled by Declan Rice. But Tierney's playing advantage for the moment, and Pogba has it now. Back to Greenwood. Matic shifts it to Fernandes. That's a nice pass. Martial looked to get in, but it's only as far as Rashford, who's got past Antonio and looked to whip it to, I think, Wan-Bissaka, but it was deflected. But Matic has it now, and Rice has won his side a throw after pressing Williams. No changes yet for West Ham, but it looks like there will be one shortly. And as Cresswell is actually down, injured, it would seem, but looks like Masuaku is getting warmed up. It's about 17 minutes to go. Of course, this draw will take United to third temporarily, you have to say. If Chelsea can get any points from the Liverpool game, they will go back to third place. But for the moment, United are third, if only by goal difference. And obviously a win would take them 2 points clear of Chelsea, with Chelsea's game to play in half an hour. But they need to get that second goal, and they need to start waking up. And it looks like Cresswell is coming off with the medical team, but is walking fine for the moment. We'll have to see whether Masuaku is going to come on, and he's stripped and ready. And it will be the change. Cresswell coming off, going straight down the tunnel, I think, for Arthur Masuaku. Obviously back from injury himself, so might be a little bit rusty. We'll have to see. But about 15 and a half minutes left of this game, plus extra time. And it's 1-1. But Bowen's down now too, holding his ankle. But I think he's okay. Probably say if Bowen does come off, it would be for Yarmolenko. But Matic has just won the ball back, and it's with Lindelof, who finds a good pass into Fernandes, who's looking to get past Declan Rice and has, but finds Wan-Bissaka instead, and plays it back to the Portuguese Magnifico, to Pogba. Fernandes hits straight at Rice, but will get the ball back. Rice has been very good all game, you have to say. Barely missed a pass, barely missed a tackle. And, of course, was responsible, or I say, was rewarded for his shot with a penalty kick to his side. But Rashford now to Matic. And now Pogba, you have to say, needs to be playing further forward, has given that away, actually. And it's cleared by Fornals, but Maguire has that on his head, and to the Swede Lindelof, who plays a good pass to Greenwood, but he is offside, apparently. Didn't really look like it, but we'll have to see. And it will be another substitution. It will be Sebastian Haller to come on for West Ham. No other changes for Manchester United as of now, but could see potentially Odi Nagalo coming on. He is warming up, I think. Might be for Michail Antonio, who's obviously not scored this game, but he's been actually quite dangerous. I would probably see it being Bowen, who, while has actually been quite problematic, and now Matic has just pushed over Soucek, and it will be another free kick to West Ham. Oh, there's nothing in that. I've just seen that. Soucek puts his hands on Matic, who's coming in, and just falls over. I can't see anything wrong with that. But Antonio is now off for Sebastian Haller. Obviously, he is an aerial presence, but with a set piece available for West Ham, this could be an issue for United. But that remains to be seen. He's gone towards the back post near where Maguire, Lindelof and Pogba are, but has come closer and it's deflected into him actually, but Ogbonna has it. Defended by Matic and now Maguire, but it's only as far as Noble. Not away yet, who looks to get past Matic and Fernandes and has done. Shifts it back to Rice. Looks to lump it in. Finds Bowen, but Williams clears. And now Rashford has the ball. It's got past Fornals, but Pogba has it now and looking to drive forward. There's loads of players ahead of him, but he's found Rashford, but the touch was poor. And it's Johnson who's won himself a throw. And there's 12 minutes left. But you have to say United have been sluggish in the final quarter of the game, and West Ham have actually been more dangerous, really, since the drinks break. Well, really, since the equaliser, you have to say. And they might be looking to guarantee safety with a point here, but McTominay's gone to warm up for United, so maybe that shows that Solskjaer's not happy with Pogba or Matic. More likely to be Pogba, really, who's given the ball away there as well. And Rashford as well has been pretty poor. You would probably like to see if Igalo comes on, maybe put Martial back on the right, but Masuaku for the moment is driving down that left-hand side and has found Fornals, who looks to cut back and put in a cross towards Bowen, but De Gea catches that and hits it long. Looking for Greenwood, only finding Ogbonna, and West Ham recover with Fornals. And it's Masuaku, and Fornals has got past Wan-Bissaka for now, but he's won that ball well, Wan-Bissaka. Greenwood's lost out, and Wan-Bissaka couldn't recover it properly, and it's Fornals again. He's grown in the game, and Matic has fouled Fornals, and that is his third foul. He's shouting at his teammates to be better on the ball. And it will be Igalo to come on, actually. And you would probably say for Marcus Rashford, who has had a really bad last 15 minutes. And it has been Matic, who's been booked. And I think so's Bruno Fernandes for dissent. Really furious, actually, at those calls that the referee's been given, and I have to say I agree with him that he's booked Matic for 3 fouls and Ogbonna's had 4 for memory, but not been given there. It's been relatively inconsistent, you have to say. I think actually he hasn't booked Matic, he's just booked Fernandes. Oh, potential red card for Bruno Fernandes, but they're looking at a red card because he does move his head towards Noble. No violent conduct given for that. Don't think that would ever be a red card, really. There wasn't any contact, there wasn't any kind of just squaring up with Mark Noble, who's obviously got in a few scraps against United down the years. Most recently that I can remember, he was wrestling with Paul Pogba at the Olympic Stadium in 2018. But West Ham playing well at the moment. Haller dealt with that quite calmly. It's actually Masuaku who got a yellow card for a foul on Wan-Bissaka. And I think that's what Fernandes was complaining about instead of Matic being booked. And it's Fornals now who scoops it over to Noble. And Masuaku, who's looked lively since coming on. 8 minutes now. And United still drawing with West Ham at home. But it's Diop playing it to Fabianski. Rashford's still on for the moment, but Lindelof's lost that header, and Haller has the ball, but Wan-Bissaka's won that very well, and Pogba's got it now, and found Fernandes really smartly, and Pogba's there on the right-hand side, looks to find Martial, and does. It's Greenwood, finds Rashford, leaves it for Williams. It's a bit of spark now with United. Rashford finds Wan-Bissaka free on the right-hand side. It's a loose touch, but Haller wins the ball, and Fornals has it, and Masuaku can get away from Wan-Bissaka. And now it's Fornals on the counter for West Ham. Lays it off to Noble. And it's Rice leaves it for Johnson, but gives it back to Rice. Of course, in about 7 minutes, I'll be giving my man of the match. And honestly, I don't know who I'm going to give it for, but as the teams are very level, and after the first half dominated by United, but the only goal of that half scored by West Ham. West Ham have dominated this half, and United have been the only scorer. So it has been a fairly even half. Let's see who breaks first, if in fact either side do. As Fabianski hits that long, but Maguire smacks that away, but Diop clears, and United will make that substitution, and you'd have to say it will probably be Rashford for Ighalo, but have to see. Let's see the Masuaku one. Ooh, that is quite nasty. And it is Ighalo on, but I can't see for who. It is Marcus Rashford, as I expected, who had a really rough finish to this game, and Ighalo's coming on as more of a target man for Manchester United, but obviously does have really good movement off the ball too. And Greenwood's done really well, and Ighalo, and he's just missed. That could have been an amazing substitution, which we have seen from United down the years, super subs coming on and scoring, and he could have scored, but it was really, really close. Greenwood does very well to get past Masuaku almost effortlessly, and it's really close from Ighalo. And if he'd left it, Martial wasn't going to get there either, so he all he could do was shoot. And yeah, it's just right. It's just too close to his feet, and it goes wide. But 5 minutes to go before added time, and it is a draw as it stands. It will take United to third, as I've said, and it will also take West Ham to 15th, and guaranteed, beyond doubt, safety from the Premier League, relegation, in fact. And it's a throw to West Ham after Matic contests for a header. And it's given straight to Rice, who tries to feed, I think, Bowen, but it was overhit and out for a goal kick. Really need to sharpen up, because if they don't get the win today, it could be there could be problems against Leicester, and they will give them no quarter because they know how crucial that game is. And it's Lindelof who hits it long to Fernandes, but Pogba's recovered after initially losing out to Diop, and has it now, looking for any options ahead, and can only find Matic behind him. And now it's Williams, back to Matic. United just have to keep their composure and just keep building. And Martial giving that back to Matic. Loses out Matic, and it's cleared by West Ham, but only as far as Lindelof and Fernandes can take it up again. Play it to Wan-Bissaka. And it's Lindelof. Oh, it's loose from Lindelof, and he loses out. And it's Rice looking for Bowen, and has found Bowen. It's Pogba tracking back. But Maguire's read that really well and has kicked it out for a throw. But that's really poor from Lindelof, whose pass should have been a lot better. I have to say, Maguire's done very well all game. And it will be a throw to West Ham, and it will be Johnson to take it. Could potentially be a dangerous one if they look to throw it long, but opts against to and plays it short to Noble, who has been pretty much playing as a free roaming midfielder. And Bowen looks to whip in across, but it's cleared by Fernandes, looking for Ighalo, but Maguire going for it against Soucek, but Matic has it now, and Fernandes looks to hit it long. It's overhit and off the pitch. But does get the ball away from United's half, which obviously is a small victory, but not really good enough, you have to say. 2 minutes left before added time, and you're looking for just that final bit of quality from either side, which could win either the game really at this point. And it's a long hit clearance, which Wan-Bissaka's recovered well from, and he sat Haller down and got past Rice very well, actually. He's done really well since coming on, and has got past Masuaku too, and it's Greenwood back to Wan-Bissaka, and it will be United throw after Soucek intervened. But he's done very well there, and good link up between him and Greenwood to keep the ball and get further up the pitch. And now Pogba plays it to Matic, who finds Mason Greenwood, who's held off Masuaku, but has given it away now. And it will be Masuaku who loses possession himself to Wan-Bissaka and finds Greenwood quite smartly. Matic, Lindelof encouraging him to play the ball faster, and he's found Brandon Williams. Martial, who's obviously operating as the left winger instead of Ighalo, who's up front, and it's cleared by Diop all the way back to David De Gea. Of course, if you'd like me to answer any questions post-match, please comment on the live chat and I'll answer them after the game, but I can also answer any during the game right now. And Bowen's won that from Williams. It's now Soucek. Was a poor pass really from him, and United recover. Williams. Bowen is down, but United will play on, as is their right to do so. Ighalo to Greenwood, and now he's played it to Fernandes. There's a chance to put in a ball towards anyone, and it's overhit and will be out for a throw. McTominay's warming up for United at the moment, but Fernandes has looked very tired. Been a bit sluggish now, and it's the 90th minute as it goes, and as it stands, United are level, and while Bowen is being treated, and man of the match for me probably has to be Harry Maguire, who has come back from a really poor performance against Chelsea and has done very, very well all game. Has dealt with everything he's been faced with, and he's dealt well with everything he's been faced with, be it heading the ball away, or intercepting the plays, or dribbling with the ball and playing forward passes. He's done well with everything. And while I could say Greenwood, he's not really. He's been in and out of the game, so I'm going to have to say Harry Maguire as Jared Bowen goes off and Yarmolenko comes on, who has scored against United twice already in his short career for the Hammers. But 4 added minutes, so there's still plenty of time. But West Ham camped in their own half as United press for the winner. It's now Matic to Wan-Bissaka. Plays it to Greenwood, back to Matic. Sweeps it back to Maguire. There will probably be an extra minute added onto that after the injury time to Bowen. And Pogba is fouled, but Martial brings it through to Williams, who sweeps it into Ighalo. Good strength from him. Martial now to Ighalo. Looks to get past. Is defended by West Ham very well. 4 players on Ighalo. Sweeps wide, but only as far as Maguire. Fernandes to Matic. I have to say it will take a lot for United to get a winner here, really, with West Ham defending for their lives. Fernandes to Greenwood. Shifted it to Fernandes again. Done well there. Reverse pass back to Greenwood. And now Matic. Martial. That's poor. and it deflects off Johnson, and West Ham can counter with Soucek. And it's wide to Yarmolenko, who's fresh and free down the United left. Not really looking to drive directly at Brandon Williams, and instead plays it back to Johnson. There's 90 seconds left, but you'd probably expect an extra minute for that injury time to Bowen. And Noble looks to get it to Fornals, and has done well to give it back to Noble. But it's deflected by Maguire, out for a throw. You have to say this has been a really poor performance from United as it stands, and even if they do get the win, they'll know that they weren't at their best. They weren't quick enough to the ball, high enough, fast enough in the press, and sharp enough on the ball. And it's now overhit by Declan Rice, and there's about a minute and a half left, you have to say, with the potentially extra time added on. And United play it short to Lindelof. It's Pogba to Maguire. Brandon Williams sweeps it wide, but it only goes as far as Johnson, and it will be out for a throw to West Ham. And that could be it, really, if West Ham can keep possession. Solskjaer does not look happy with this performance. And you have to say, he's only made 2 substitutions, which kind of demonstrates the lack of squad depth his team does have, and something that will have to be addressed in the summer. But Yarmolenko looks for Haller. Williams has done well there, and Lindelof has the ball. It's Ighalo. Looks to get past Ogbonna, who's done really well. And Ighalo is fouled by Fornals. And could be a long pass into the box. Haller's down now. They're both back up to their feet, and you might say United will hit this long, and they will, I think, with Fernandes on the ball. Pogba's going to come up, Maguire's up, Lindelof's up. This will probably be the last kick of the game. Now Fernandes slips, in fact, and it's headed out by West Ham. It's Williams, and it's the final whistle. And United are frustrated at home, and they will need a positive performance against Leicester to guarantee 4th spot. They are 3rd right now. That is dependent on Chelsea's game tonight, starting in about 7 minutes. And it is really a disappointing performance at home from United, who you would have backed to have bounced back properly. But they are actually ahead by 13 goals in the goal difference, which it could come down to at the end of it. But Chelsea have to get a positive performance against Liverpool, be it a draw or a win, to get back to 3rd. And United have it all to do on the final day. That's it for now from me. Of course, if you have any questions you would like for me to discuss on the next watch-along, which will be on Sunday, please comment below on this video, and I will answer them before the game starts and give you a shout out live on the YouTube video. And if you like this, please subscribe to our channel and follow us on Twitter.